Synergy. You all know the word. It's used to describe when things work well together, in tandem, if you will. Lots of video games will often incorporate synergy into a character's moveset. Fighting games are probably the most prominent of this, with characters' movesets seamlessly flowing well into different conversions, thus leading to many memorable combos. This doesn't just extend to fighting games though. Many hero shooter-like games have characters, weapons, or kits that synergize well together and formulate a playstyle you're supposed to replicate. For example, Grendel in Warframe has a very synergistic kit in my opinion. His 1 eats enemies, his 2 deals damage to the enemies inside him, heals him, and applies one of the best buffs in the game. His 3 turns him into a meatball that grows in size the more you eat people, and his 4 spits out the enemies you have inside of him. Every single one of these abilities are integral to making Grendel who he is. This separates him from many other categories of frames in this game, giving him a clear identity with a fun playstyle behind it as well. Not to mention, you can literally use all 3 of the other abilities while in his ball form too, which just adds more to his satisfying playstyle. And just so you know, I would 1000% make a Splatoon reference here, since that game is literally the perfect example of synergy, but my capture card broke. Any footage you're seeing here now, if I do get the footage, is because I use some rinky-dink SD card transfer mechanic or whatever the freak. But yeah, my capture card's broken and it'll be a while before I buy a new one. But just know that synergy is very important when it comes to designing characters in video games, especially in gacha games. So it should come as no surprise as to why I want to talk about it here when it comes to ZZZ. Welcome back to another episode of my series where I talk about ZZZ characters and how they're either peak cinema or the worst thing imaginable. Can you believe it, guys? We reached a positive video today. Don't expect this to stick around for long though. We've got a large backlog of things to hate. This is going to be a shorter video than normal because A, depending on when this video comes out, 2.0 is either live or on the verge of release. So I have to get ready to release the pan guide for y'all. And B, this is going to be a video about me gushing about how well designed Evelyn is. So I'm not going to waste too much time talking about her since I've got more important things to work on. Before we get started, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing afterwards. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, I'm not gonna lie about it. I abandoned my Soldier 11. I used to be her biggest fan and invested a lot into her, but things happened and I ultimately dropped her after I got my Evelyn. And to be honest, I'm not ashamed either. They butchered her character with the new voice, which I've already explained in my other video, and I also have no copies of her. So I'm not necessarily losing sleep playing a different character for the time being. That being said, what a different character she is. Evelyn is by far the most fun character to play in ZZZ, in my opinion. Visually speaking, she's perfect. Her hair, her eye color, her outfit, oh my dude. Quite literally one of my favorite designs next to Yanagi and Miyabi. Her voice is very good, and she also has an amazing moveset and animations that were crafted by the gods themselves. Seriously, her defensive assist is literally my favorite one in the entire game. I just love the way she jumps into the slam down with the whip. Oh my days, dude. Good lord. Animations and visuals aside, I want to talk about the main reason why I love Evelyn, and it all comes down to her game plan. Quick recap over Evelyn for those who don't remember or those who don't have her. EV has meter. Basic attacking fills meter. Holding basic attack when meter is half full gives you 1 stack. Fill up meter with 3 stacks to get a chain attack. Ult gives another stack of stacks. Hopefully you guys get it by now, but pretty much that's how Evelyn plays. And this right here is great game design. Her moveset is borderline flawless. Every move synergizes with each other seamlessly. The reason why I think that this moveset is flawless is because there are simply multiple ways to going about playing this character, but you're rewarded if you know enough about the game to make the most of her kit. You could go through the standard chain attack procedure with Evelyn, but the best way to utilize her is to make sure that she's the only one chain attacking. She does get a major boost of damage to her chain attack stuff with her additional ability, if I recall correctly. And if you're really good at the game, you can get away with some crazy rotations with her. I literally giggle and kick my feet up when I get this rotation with Evie, Lighter, and Nicole. It's just so good. Evelyn's playstyle is just extremely satisfying to me. You have a clear objective at the start and an end goal that you want to reach whilst playing. Not to mention, there's a couple of factors that you have to account for when playing her too. Making sure that she doesn't initiate the stun in the beginning. Making sure she not only has full stacks, but excess stacks before the stun phase. abilities, being extra careful not to accidentally chain attack as well. There's an added layer of difficulty to this character when it comes to playing her, and I find it very enjoyable. Though, would you call it difficulty if it's the intended way to play the character to begin with? I digress though. This character is just very fun for me. So much so that I put her on the same tier as Miyabi in terms of both enjoyment and ability to clear content. I understand that this character is kind of nothing without Astra, but I still think that we shouldn't fault this character for what she's able to do. I've spent a good enough time glazing this character, however, this doesn't mean that she isn't exempt from any criticism at all. Look, it wouldn't be a Blue Panda video if I didn't hit on something eventually. Alright, no flowcharts, no comparing or anything. The one thing I dislike about Evelyn is her goddamn outro attack. TLDR, whenever you swap off, Evelyn will take a couple of seconds to wrap the enemy with her whip and then, leave afterwards. It's basically just a woo-wah outro attack. If you play woo-wah, you know, but that's essentially what it is. One of the biggest issues I have with Zenless is that there is no dedicated button to swap to a specific character. You always swap to who's next in line rather than swap to a person you have a button bound to. This isn't necessarily a problem, and I actually like the originality that the line order has in Zenless. It makes positioning important because of quick assists, front assist, back assist, all that jazz. But the problem I have personally when it comes to Evelyn is that her outro attack makes it so that you can't swap to her for a set period of time. And before you say anything, yes, I know that this is intended design and that there's virtually nothing I can do about it. But that doesn't mean that I still can't complain about it, man. This move's still annoying. I'm not saying that I want to swap back into another quick assist while she's doing this. It would be super broken if she could. My issue is that I have to go through the entire line of characters just to get back to Evelyn again if I'm just EX skill and then swapping off of whatever support character I'm playing. My solution to this would be to give her the Pulcher treatment. Oh, and I guess trigger treatment too, but I don't know if this works on her since I don't have her. The Pulcher treatment would be where, while the character's on field but out of play, when you swap back to them, the camera smoothly transitions to that character while they're doing their move and gives back control to the player. I know that this is like a big ask and I can definitely live without this change, but it's really the only critical thing that I could think of when it comes to a character this good. I would go into her team synergy and her whole Yuri thing going on with Astra, but I'm gonna be honest, I have a 20-ish minute video that I gotta start working on about this Panda that I want to do things that I can't say here on YouTube, so I have to mentally prepare for that. Anyways, Evelyn's amazing, and you should definitely pick her up and her weapon when she reruns. 10 out of 10 character, would suggest pulling for her. And that's the video. Super short compared to what I normally do, but I still wanted to share my thoughts on this wonderful character since I promised her in the polls and in the most recent video. As always, special thanks to my channel members: Middle Class Bear, The Eth J, Rumi, Vern Nano, Bear with Violin, Bara Fox, You Violet, Corrupted Being, Toby, Ebby, Sanders, Man, Joe Schmo, Donut Mango, Gabriel Araujo, Skittles, and Super Kappa. Members get access to my videos a day early and priority when it comes to anything community related that I'll do in the future. Also, if you are a member, you should be able to automatically join my Discord server through the Connections tab in your Discord settings. Please be sure to do so, as you'll be automatically given the YouTube members role and access to the YouTube members exclusive channels. And if you want to support me directly, consider buying me a coffee. It helps keep me well fed and gives me motivation to continue making videos. In the meantime, I have to prepare for this Panda, and may your 2.0 pulls be in your favor. Catch you guys later. Bye bye.